Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've been following along because we were pretty spot on about some of the names forming a new uptrend, and in the last few days they went absolutely parabolic. Now let's talk about how these trends are moving and what we can expect from the market as it is getting ready to make another all-time high. And once again, if you're enjoying the channel so far, please make sure you like and subscribe. It will really help the channel to grow. And every day, there's so much we want to share with you. You definitely don't want to miss. Now, let's talk about SPY. We obviously still in this upward channel. It is very clear there's no weakness in sight. But if we were going over to the daily, yeah, lower volume, and today we actually found some resistance up there ahead. Some selling during the second half of the session, and if we go over to hourly, yeah, we are obviously still higher highs and higher lows. The last hour definitely saw some selling. This is not any cause for concern, but it is certainly not as beautiful as what we had previously. So if we move over to, yeah, I mean, we should expect a little bit of cooling off, but at this stage, this market is any dip is to be bought up, right? That much is clear because you can kind of see if you're using 15-minute time frame. We were obviously in the red, and then we suddenly turned green, but the market was still kind of indecisive where it wants to move. So we consolidated a little bit because you see, we still had all these moving averages down there that we wanted to have a retest. Of course, that trendline resistance. So we were doing that retest, touching this moving average, we just gone up from there. Once we had these retests, we just went like super parabolic, and we weren't even able to have another retest on this yellow line, which is the another moving average. We just test another touch point. Now we broke it. Now, even if we test it down here, that's still very bullish. Even if we move over here to this Fibonacci, that's still bullish. Even if we have to close the gap and move over to this last uh, moving average, we're still bullish, and we're still in this green area. Um, until then, we are still pretty bullish, but if it has to cool off a little bit, just be prepared that you should have your stop loss. I mean, maybe a wider stop loss because right now the market can test down, have retest downward up until maybe 596. I would still call it a bullish trend. Okay, so until then, there's nothing much to report here. If you're still holding onto your position, I don't think there's any cause for concern. If you're looking at QQQ, of course, we know about Netflix, so this thing is just going ballistic, right? But yeah, after gapping up so many days and this apparently very good volume, let's move over to smaller time frame to see still looking nice. Yeah, this is still also, we haven't even, like, this is the gap up open. We opened 529.57, we closed above 531. There's nothing bearish about this. On hourly as well, it actually looks even better than SPY thanks to Netflix, and also a very same kind of setup as you see here, right? Previously we were able to test this purple line, the last moving average of the 15-minute time frame. Even if we do test down below here, as long as we don't break this 520, we're still very bullish, right? I don't see this getting down there because right now this week there's no economic data, there's no more catalyst. The big catalyst was the Stargate project announced by President Donald Trump. Obviously, hundreds of billions will be poured into AI investments infrastructure. So I don't see this have the kind of cooling off that SPY might have. Um, all these semiconductor names, software names, Oracle, all these names still gonna be holding pretty well. Okay, and of course some of the Nancy Pelosi kind of trade, they're just gonna be holding very nice. Yeah, the VIX daily very bad. Try to snap up a little bit green, but still lower highs and lower low. Couldn't get anywhere, right? Yeah, we're just waiting for VIX to drop this level, and oh, it's gonna be very good. Let's talk about Tesla. It is the more wicked name of the bunch. On the daily, we're still holding that 20 days moving average, but if you're moving over to smaller time frame, it is not looking as well. You see, on 4 hour, we took out the low, right? We gap down, found some support. I mean, if you're looking at daily, after such a nasty sell, closing above 20 days moving average, you would think that the bulls would come back in the very next day to defend the zone. But as we hit this level at 428, exactly 428, we just found resistance. So right now that's going to be your new resistance, right? Because if we were able to take out this level then sell, that's okay, but we didn't. So right now the new resistance is going to be $428. I don't see that breaking anytime soon unless there's a new catalyst coming out of Tesla and earnings on deck. Right now, I don't see Tesla breaking that resistance level anytime soon. I mean, it's very clear, like, I think Tesla is gonna have another drawdown today. Why would I say that? Because we obviously made that high, we broke below it, and we found resistance right here. And on 15 minute, we actually are in the red area right now. So if we're holding here around 420, I think we can make another high before, like if we don't take out 428 in the next couple of days, I think Tesla will just have more downside to go and potentially closing this gap to 390-ish, and 380 is uh, the bull's last hope before earnings. And yeah, if we cannot take it higher, it will just continue to cool down to retest those gap fill and all those support area down there. Right, we found support over here, and then we just couldn't get any higher. So 406 can be happening in the next session. Um, Palo Alto, this name is making me look like a fool. Got my trade before Nancy Pelosi bought in. Yeah, this is higher highs and higher lows. This is just like Palantir, and we'll go over to Palantir in a second. Very early in the new uptrend on hourly as well. On 15 minute, you will see, yeah, we're still holding on to this red line, which is as strong as SPY, if not stronger. This is looking very nice. Oh, by the way, yeah, futures are down a little bit. As we mentioned, don't be scared of a little bit of cooling off. I think that's what we need because we're running out of gas, right? We've been up for so dramatically, so long, so much, and we barely just had one earnings result for now. So it doesn't make sense for the market to continue to go higher. There's a lot of capital in the market right now. I think there's still a lot of cash on the sideline, of course, and leverage is still not in the maximum in this market as of now. So people are just waiting for a better price to, go full on leveraging into this market. So if we can have a little bit of cooling off to bring the stock price down, the market down a little bit to a more desirable place, and more money will just be coming in. At this stage, it is just buy the dip until we make all-time high, and maybe continue to buy the dip. Right? Any dip is a buying opportunity for these names that we're talking about. All right, Palo Alto still very nice. Even if we get down to 177, still bullish. But you have to believe we will hold before this level breaking. Even if we have another cooling off, I don't see we break $182 before the end of the week. And again, for Palo Alto, any dip is still a buying opportunity. Palantir, we're out of this trade. I know what I said. We can be making another new all-time high, but I don't want to be holding it onto any more additional risk. It has been a great run, and of course, nothing to report here. It looks just like Caterpillar. It is it is fantastic, right? Yeah, it actually looks even better than Palo Alto. We are still in the expansion mode. After this, right, we test on this green area and the major moving averages. Now we're just staying above all the moving averages on this time frame. Any dip is to be bought up at this stage. Snowflake, of course, every day we're talking about Snowflake. It is just as good as Palantir, right? And Snowflake was, it was friendlier for, people who are late to the party because every day there's a dip for you to get in, unlike Caterpillar, unlike Palantir, it's just like a freight train to the moon. Yeah, if you missed it, you missed it. But yeah, this is good, and this is a long first time in a while. You see, up, down, 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 defended, found support on the moving average, up and down slightly, and up and down. This is the first time in a long time in this uptrend that we went up, and we went up again to take out previous high. Okay, Snowflake is going for all-time high. There's no question about this. Okay, so that is all your update. Aside from Sammy, of course, probably the most hated name out of all the Sammy right now is AMD. Still in the uptrend, still expanding, BX Trender and also MACD still crossing, but yeah, if you're looking at 15-minute, obviously not as strong as Snowflake, Palo Alto, Palantir, but as long as we can still defend $121.97, AMD is looking okay. Uh, Nvidia looks like all-time high is right around the corner, right? This is really nice in the short term. If you wanna check out daily, right? Monster close on that volume as well. Close on the high, right? We didn't have a sell at the second half of the session. This is really nice. Taking out this Fibonacci level will mean a lot. And before we make another all-time high, I see we can have a little bit of cooling off. And if weekly close is good, this name has more chance to make a fresh new all-time high next week. Alright, guys, that is all. And once again, this is not any financial advice. You're trading on your own risk. I'm just providing you with what I'm seeing in the market. Please make sure you do whatever feels comfortable and always be controlling your risk. And everything looks pretty good right now. Don't be intimidated if we see a little bit cooling off in the market, even down 0.5%. That is still pretty decent. Remember, any dip is to be bought up in this market. So be optimistic and happy trading. I will see you again. Bye for now.